Well, hello and welcome to High Ground Gaming. This is Eric. Today we're going to play a game from our 1970s National Pastime 3 baseball season replay. It's going to be a good matchup here on April 10th of 1970. It's going to be Mickey Lolich going for the Detroit Tigers against Jim Palmer for the Baltimore Orioles. So, great pitching matchup. In the actual game, the Orioles won 3-2 in 10 innings, scoring the winning run in the bottom of the 10th. So anyway, all right, Tigers and the Orioles come in both 2-1. Jim Palmer on the hill for the hometown Orioles. Here, I believe, at Memorial Stadium. Back in 1970, it would be Memorial Stadium. I've been to Memorial Stadium. I went to a game in 1978, 7 or 78, somewhere around there. When my brother went to the Naval Academy, we went down to visit his fiance's family, and his fiance's sister and her future husband took us, me and my sister, to a game at Memorial Stadium. I know we sat on the third base line there, and we got some Oriole seat cushions, and I think Steve Stone was one of the ones we got the autograph from, and I can't think of the other guy. Might have been Sammy Stewart. Yeah. I know we got two autographs on the seat cushions. Don't know where those seat cushions ended up, but unfortunately. But anyway, yeah, so that was kind of cool. Going to the game, not even sure who won that game. I think the Orioles did, but I'm not sure. All right, so the lineup for the visiting Detroit Tigers is going to be Dick McAuliffe, the second baseman, who will lead it off. They'll be followed by Cesar Gutierrez, the shortstop. Batting third, Hall of Famer Al Kaline. Norm Cash, the first baseman, bats cleanup. Batting fifth, and playing left field, Willie Horton. Batting sixth, the center fielder, Jim Northrup. Batting seventh, behind the plate, the switch-hitting catcher, Bill Freehan. Don Wirt is the third baseman, hitting eighth. And on the hill, batting ninth, is Mickey Lolich. So, Jim Palmer, in his first start of the season, he's a B righty, a B grade pitcher with a YG and DP minus ratings. All right, so McAuliffe comes in. He's hitting .214 with an RBI so far in 3 games for the Tigers. Palmer looks in for the sign. Here's the windup in the pitch. That's going to be a base hit. So McAuliffe will reach on the single. He'll be held on. Gutierrez up to the plate now. Gutierrez also hitting .214. McAuliffe gets his lead. Here's the windup in the pitch, and that's going to be a 5-4-3 double play. So that'll empty the bases now for Al Kaline. Kaline comes in off to a strong start, hitting .417 with a homer and 2 runs batted in. Pitch, big leg kick by Palmer, and that's going to be a ground out to second to end the inning. So after 1/2, it's Tigers nothing. Orioles coming up. Mickey Lolich on the hill, getting his second start of the season. He pitched a complete game, allowing just 1 run. I imagine he got the win. Allowed 8 hits, struck out 6, and did not walk a batter. Opponents hit .229 off of him in that game. So Lolich off to a fast start in the 1970 season. He'll be facing the Oriole lineup. Don Buford will lead it off and bat first. He'll be followed by the left fielder. The shortstop, Mark Belangelo, bats second. Batting third is the right fielder, Frank Robinson. Batting cleanup, Boog Powell, the first baseman. Batting fifth, Paul Blair, the center fielder. The third baseman, Brooks Robinson, hitting sixth. Davey Johnson, the future manager. The second baseman bats 7th. Andy Etchebarren behind the plate bats 8th. Switch hitting catcher. And Jim Palmer on the hill bats 9th. Alrighty. So, Lolich on the hill. He's a lefty pitcher with a C rating, an X rating, which I believe is good for strikeouts. Buford comes in hitting .364 with a homer and 2 runs batted in. Here's the windup in the pitch by Lolich. And that's going to be a ground out to short for out number 1. So that'll bring up the shortstop for the Orioles, Mark Belanger. Belanger hitting just .067 in 15 plate appearances. And that's going to be a fly out to right for out number 2. So 2 up and 2 down in the Oriole first. It'll bring up Frank Robinson, the dangerous Frank Robinson, hitting just .125, but does have a home run and 2 runs batted in. The pitch by Lolich, and that's going to be a fly out to left, and the Orioles go in order in the first. So after 1 full, no score. The Detroit Tigers will send up Cash, Horton, and Northrup. Cash comes in hitting .333 with a homer and 1 run batted in. And that's going to be a strikeout for Palmer, his first strikeout of the season and of the game. So Willie Horton up there now. He's hitting .467 off to a good start with a homer and 7 runs batted in. And that's going to go for extra base. That's going to be a double. So Horton on with the 1-out double. See if Northrup can bring him in. Northrup also off to a good start, hitting .429 with a homer and 4 runs batted in. Winds up in a pitch by Palmer, and he bears down. He gets the strikeout. So Palmer, out away from getting out of the jam, brings Bill Freehan, the catcher, hitting .308 with a homer and 3 runs batted in. Horton gets his lead. Palmer looks in for the sign. Here's the windup in the pitch. And that's going to be a fly out to center to end the inning. So the Orioles Tigers threaten but do not score. And after 1.5, it remains scoreless. So Lolich back out on the hill. He'll face Powell, Blair, and Brooks Robinson. Powell hitting .200 with a homer and an RBI. And that's going to be a fly out to center for out number 1. So Paul Blair, the center fielder, up to the plate now. Struggling so far, hitting just .071 with an RBI. And he'll fly out to center also for out number 2. So 2 up and 2 down in the Orioles second. So the human vacuum cleaner, Brooks Robinson, up there now. Hitting just .231 with 2 runs batted in. And he'll fly out to left. So after 2 full, it remains scoreless here at Memorial Stadium. Palmer back out on the hill, and Palmer's grade is going to be lowered. Downgrade at inning 3. So now he becomes a C pitcher. So it'll be Lolich in the top of the order against Palmer. Don Wirt, just 4 plate appearances on the season. He's yet to have a hit. Palmer looks in for the sign. Here's the windup in the pitch, and Palmer gets his 3rd strikeout for out number 1. So it'll be at the pitcher, Mickey Lolich, the switch hitting pitcher. He'll bat lefty against the righty Palmer. Lolich 1 for 3 on the season. Looks like he does have a pair of walks too. Okay, Lolich will get a base hit. So Lolich helps himself there. So 1 out and 1 on. He'll be held on. That'll be at McAuliffe. Ooh. Hold on there. Give me 1 second. All right, I had to plug my laptop in there. All right, so Lolich on with a 1-out single. McAuliffe up to the plate now. McAuliffe singled his first time up. Lolich gets his short lead. Palmer trying to keep him close. Here's the windup in the pitch. And that's going to be a fly out to left as Lolich will hold. 2 down now. And that'll bring up Gutierrez. Gutierrez hit into a 5-4-3 double play his first time up. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a base hit. Lolich will hold at second. So, Tigers got something going here in the top of the third. First and second with 2 down. That'll bring up the dangerous Al Kaline. He grounded out to second his first time up. Kaline with a chance to put the Tigers on the board. Here's the windup in the pitch. And it'll be a fly out to left to end the inning. So after 2.5, it remains scoreless here in Baltimore. So it'll be bottom third of the order against Lolich. It'll be Johnson, Echeverrin, and Palmer. Johnson hitting just 113 plate appearances. And he continues to struggle as he grounds out to short for out number 1. So it'll be up Echeverrin. Echeverrin hitting an even 500 with 3 runs batted in. And he'll foul out to the third baseman for out number 2. So 2 up and 2 down in the Orioles third. So Lolich back toes the rubber. Palmer in the box now. Palmer with his first at bat of the season, and he'll flies out weakly to right, and the Orioles go harmlessly in the third. So after 3 full, still all goose eggs here in Baltimore. So Tigers with 4 hits. Orioles still have not gotten their first hit yet. So Cash to lead it off. Cash struck out against Palmer his first time up. And he'll ground out to second for out number 1. So that'll bring up Willie Horton. Horton doubled, but was stranded there his first time up. And he'll ground out to second also. 2 up and 2 down in the Tigers' fourth. That'll be up Northrup. Northrup struck out his first time. And this time he'll walk. So 2-out walk for Northrup. That'll bring the catcher Freehand to the plate. He flew out to center his first time up. Northrup trying to get a lead. Palmer trying to keep him close. Here's the windup in the pitch. And a strikeout for Palmer. So Palmer bears down, gets the strikeout. And after 3.5, it remains scoreless. Tigers nothing, Orioles nothing. So top of the order, Buford. Buford grounded out to short his first time up. Here's the pitch by Lolich. And it's a strikeout. So 1 down in the Oriole fourth, as Lolich has retired all 10 of Oriole batters so far. So it'll bring up Belanger. Belanger flew out to right his first time up. And he'll fly out to right again for out number 2. So Frank Robinson trying to get on here. Flew out to left his first time up. And he'll strike out, swinging. And that'll end the fourth. Still no score here in Baltimore after 4 full. So Palmer back out on the hill. Wirt, Lolich, and top of the order McAuliffe. Wirt struck out his first time. Palmer with 4 strikeouts so far today. And he'll ground out to short for out number 1. That'll be up Lolich. Lolich singled his first time up. And he'll ground out to short also. So 2 up and 2 down in the Detroit fifth. Pitchers duel as advertised. McAuliffe up to the plate now. McAuliffe 1 for 2 with a single. And he'll ground out to short. So the shortstop busy. for the Orioles. Belanger busy for the Orioles as he handles all 3 putouts. So halfway through, it remains scoreless here in Baltimore, 0-0. So Lolich back out on the hill. Powell flew out to center his first time up. And the Orioles will get their first base runner, a base hit for Boog Powell. So that'll break up the no-hitter as Powell reaches with the first Oriole hit. So that'll bring up Paul Blair. Paul Blair flew out to center his first time up. And he'll fly out to left as Powell holds at first. 1 down. So that'll bring Brooks Robinson. He flew out to left his first time up. And strike on the batter as Powell's not going anywhere. No steal attempt there. Robinson back in the box. Powell trying to get a lead. Here's the windup in the pitch. And he'll fly out to the right. Powell will trot back to first. So 2 down now. See if Johnson can keep the inning going. He grounded out to short his first time up. And he pops it up. And the shortstop, Gutierrez, has it for out number 3. So after 5 full, remains Detroit 0 and Baltimore 0. Great pitching matchup here between Palmer and Lolich. So Gutierrez to lead it off. Gutierrez 1 for 2 with a single. And Palmer will record his 5th strikeout for out number 1. K-Line quiet today, 0 for 2. And he'll get a base hit up the middle. So K-Line will get his first hit of the day. A 1-out single. He'll be held on at first. Cash up to the plate now. Cash 0 for 2 on the day. And he flies out to left as K-Line heads back to the bag. So 2 down now. That'll bring up Willie Horton. Willie Horton doubled and grounded out to second his first time up. K-Line trying to get a lead. Palmer trying to keep him close. Here's the windup in the pitch. And that's going to go for extra bases. And K-Line was off on the pitch, and he will score easily. So Willie Horton puts the Tigers on the board with a RBI double. And the Tigers take the leads 1-0. So Palmer not very happy with that pitch. Goes back to the mound. Tries to put it behind him. Northrup up to the plate now. Northrup struck out and walked. And that's going to be another double. And that will score another run as Horton comes in. And that'll be a 2-0 Tigers lead now. So Palmer, who had been pretty much flawless through the first 5 innings, has given up a single and a pair of doubles. And the Tigers have scored 2 here in the top of the 6th. So Freehan trying to add to that lead. Palmer trying to keep it a 2-run lead. And he pops up to short to end the inning, but damage is done as the Tigers score 2 and lead at 2-0 after 5.5. So Lolich with his first lead of the day. It'll be Echeverria and Palmer, then top of the order. Echeverria lined out, popped out to third his first time up. And he's going to get a hold of one here. And boom, Echeverria answers that with a solo home run. So it cuts the Detroit lead to 2.5. The 2-1, sorry. So Echeverria answers quickly after the Tigers score 2. And now it's a 2-1 game. So that perhaps saved Jim Palmer, as Palmer is going to sit there, stay in, and hit for himself. Now just a 1-run Tiger lead. So Palmer into the plate. Lolich looks in for the sign. Here's the delivery. And he strikes him out for out number 1. So that'll bring up Buford. Buford 0 for 2 on the day. And boom. So after the home run by Etchebarren, Lolich answers back with 2 punch-outs of Oriole hitters. So 2 down now for Belanger. And Belanger will ground out to first. Lolich will cover to end the inning. But the Orioles strike back with a run of their own. And it's Tigers 2, Orioles 1 after 6. So Palmer back out on the hill trying to get a shutdown inning. He'll face Wirt, Lolich, and then top of the order. Wirt 0 for 2 on the day. And he'll follow out to that third baseman, Robinson, for out number 1. So Lolich to hit for himself here. He's 1 for 2 on the day. And he'll ground out the short. So 2 up and 2 down in the Tigers' 7th. It'll be at McAuliffe. He's 1 for 3 on the day. Single back in the first. And a foul ball as McAuliffe gets back in the box. Pitch by Palmer. And he flies out to right. And that'll do it as the Tigers go in order in the 7th. And remains Tigers 2, Orioles 1. 7th inning stretch time here in Baltimore. Take me out to the ballgame. I will not sing it. So Frank Robinson 0 for 2 up to the plate now. Robinson could tie it with 1 swing of the bat. Robinson already with a home run this year. Lolich looks in for the sign. Kicks and delivers. And he flies out. Not quite enough, though, as on the edge of the warning track, the left fielder will make the catch for out number 1. So Powell also has a little bit of pop here. He could tie it up with 1 swing of the bat. He's got a home run already this year. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a base hit for Powell. So Powell gets his, I believe, his 2nd hit of the day. Could be wrong on that, but anyway, Powell reaches. 1 out and 1 on. Powell representing the tying run at first. Paul Blair up to the plate now. Blair 0 for 2 on the day, has flown out twice. Powell trying to get a lead. Lolich trying to keep him close. Here's the windup in the pitch. And boom, just like that, Paul Blair going, and gone. So Paul Blair with a 2-run blast. And the Orioles take the lead, much to the delight of the Memorial Stadium fans here in Baltimore. And the Orioles take a 3-2 lead, which was the actual final score in the actual game. So after a quiet 5 innings, the last 2 innings, Tigers have scored 2 and the Orioles 3. And Baltimore leads it 3-2. As this was the inning, Lolich's grade was lowered to a D. All right, I bring up Brooke Robinson. Let's see if they can go back-to-back here. And this time Lolich will get him. He strikes him out for out number 2. So I bring up Davey Johnson. He's 0 for 2 on the day. And that's going to be a base hit. So 2-out single for Johnson. Brings up Etchebarren, who homered his last time up, to get the Orioles scoring started. And this time, Lolich gets him swinging for out number 3. But the Orioles score 2 and take a 3-2 lead after 7 full. Some stirring in both pens. Palmer back out there at least to start the 8th, now with a 3-2 lead. He'll face Gutierrez, Kaline, and Cash if anybody gets on Horton. Gutierrez 1 for 3 on the day. And he's going to draw the walk. So we have Kaline. He singled his last time up, 1 for 3 on the day. Gutierrez trying to get a lead. Palmer trying to keep him close. Here's the windup in the pitch. And that's going to be hit to the second baseman. Flips to second. to get the lead runner. And K-Line reaches on the fielder's choice. So 1 down and 1 on for Norm Cash. Cash 0 for 3 on the day. Ain't that 0 for 4 as Palmer gets him swinging on the strikeout for out number 2. So Horton's got a pair of doubles, an RBI, and a run scored. 2 for 3 officially. Tigers will like to see another double here. And K-Line. Wow, K-Line gets caught stealing. So the veteran K-Line, in a rare base running blunder there, does not get the read right there and gets caught stealing. Wow. K-Line trying to get into scoring position for Horton. Ends up getting gunned down by Echebarren to end the inning. That could be the play of the game there. So after 7.5, it remains Orioles 3, Baltimore Tigers 2. Palmer. Alright, Palmer will hit for himself with the lead. Lolich on the mound. Here's the windup and the pitch. And called strike 3. Gets Palmer on strikes for out number 1. That'll bring up Buford. He's 0 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts. Flies out to center for out number 2. So Belanger 0 for 3 on the day. And Belanger's going to get a base hit, so a 2-out single for Belanger. A big run on the base paths there. Orioles would love to get another insurance run. Get an insurance run. Let's see if Frank Robinson can deliver. Robinson very quiet today. 0 for 3 on the day. Lolich looks in for the sign. Looks at the runner. He has a delivery. And boom, that's going to be a base hit. Belanger was off on the pitch. Reaches third. And that is going to be it for Lolich. As the manager comes out to pull him. Let's see who they're going to bring in. Alright, so that's going to be it for Lolich. And it looks like it's going to be John Hill, the lefty, is going to come in. So Lolich's day is done. He's responsible for both runners. He's already given up 3 Oriole runs. So Boog Powell is 2 for 3 on the day. Up to the plate now with runners at the corners and 2 down. He'll face the lefty, John Hiller. Hiller with his first appearance of the season. So Powell steps in the box looking to increase the Oriole lead. Hill looks in for the sign. Nods his head, looks at the runners, kicks and delivers. And that's going to draw the walk, so that's going to load the bases. As Powell is able to draw the walk. And that's going to load the bases for Paul Blair. Blair is already homered today. Homered his last time up. 1 for 3 officially with a pair of runs batted in. So Blair looking to blow this wide open here. Steps in the box. Hill looks in for the sign. Kicks and delivers. And he gets him. Strikes him out. Wow. I thought for sure that 8 was going to be a single there, but it's not. It must have been his ratings. Hiller's ratings of strikeouts. Is able to get Blair on a strikeout as Blair swings right through it. And it keeps it a 3-2 game as we head to the top of the 9th. Palmer looking for the complete game here. There is stirring in the Oriole pen. As the closer is getting ready. Looks like Pete Reichart is loosening up in the pen now. They're going to let Palmer at least start the inning, but I'm sure as soon as even a base runner gets on, Reichardt's going to be in there. So Willie Horton, 2 for 3 with a pair of doubles. Palmer looks in for the sign for Etchebarren. Nods his head. Big leg kick, kicks and delivers. Takes a strike. Horton back in the box. Sweat coming off of Palmer's brow. Nods his head, looks at... Gets ready in the windup, kicks and delivers. And he's going to ground out back to the box. Palmer flips it over to Powell at first for out number 1. So big first out there for Palmer. Going to bring up Northrup. He's 1 for 2 with a double. Palmer looks in for the sign. Northrup ready to grip and rip. The lefty in the box. Here's the windup in the pitch by Palmer. And that's going to be a base hit. Whew. Let's see if they bring him in. Is Weaver going to go out and get him? I think it was Weaver that was manager back then. Is he going to go back out and get him? Or is he going to leave pacing in the pen, in the dugout? Freehan 0 for 3 on the day. And he's going to keep Palmer in there, at least to face one more batter. Let's see if the Tigers are going to counter. I think they are. Let's see here. On base percentage, lefty. I think we might go with Gates Brown here. Or Ike Brown. Gates Brown. Dalton Jones, maybe? No. On base percentage, 333. 376 for Ike Brown. Or Elliot Maddox. 332. I think they're going to go with Ike Brown. Ike Brown's going to come in and pinch hit for the catcher Freehan. So Brown with his first plate appearance of the season. Palmer looks in for the sign, looks at the runner, trying to keep him close. Here's the windup in the pitch. And that's going to be a base hit. Northrup will hold at second, so first and second. Oh my goodness. Don Word up to the plate now. Word 0 for 3 on the day. And it looks like Word is going to be called back. Dalton Jones has picked up a bat. He's going to come in. Weaver still at the top of the dugout step. Has not made a move yet. Looks like he's going to stick with Palmer. So Jones ready to grip and rip. First and second. Only one down. Orioles playing back in double play depth. Palmer looking in for the sign. Here's the windup in the pitch. And a strikeout for Palmer. 2 down now. And I'll bring up Hiller, the pitcher. Obviously, he's going to be brought back. Orioles going into... Tigers going into their bench. Elliot Maddox. 332, 340. No, he's only got... Gates Brown or Elliot Maddox. It's going to be Gates Brown, another lefty. He's going to come in. Gates Brown. Tigers down to their last out. Orioles fans on their feet, nervous. Some of them can't are looking away, nervous. Palmer looks in for the sign. Runners get their leads. Here's the windup in the pitch. And that's going to be a walk. That's going to load the bases as Weaver is pacing in the dugout. He he can't believe it. He thought that was strike 3 there, but that's going to load the bases now for Dick McAuliffe, top of the order. He's 1 for 4 on the day. Tigers running out of options here. McAuliffe is going to hit for himself. McAuliffe is a lefty. McAuliffe 1 for 4 on the day, singled back in the first. McAuliffe with a .358 on-base percentage. Palmer sticking in there. The Oriole closer stopped warming up. He's ready to come in, but it's Palmer's game right now. 2 down, bases loaded, fans on their feet. Palmer looks in for the sign, looks at the runners, kicks and delivers. And it's a ground ball to short. Go the short way to second. And that's as Belanger flips to Johnson to end the game. Wow. What a nail biter there as Palmer holds on, gets the complete game. Tigers load the bases but do not score. And the Orioles hang on and win it 3-2 as they did in the actual game. However, that was in 10 innings, this one in 9 innings. But what a great pitching duel here. Scoreless through 5. But the Orioles hang on and win it 3-2. So let's take a look at the box score here. As Palmer gets the victory over outpitching Lolich, who had been masterful through the first 5 innings and in his first outing of the season. But the Orioles beat the Tigers to go to 3-1. So that's going to be it here. All right, 1970, 0410. So wow, what a thriller. That was definitely as advertised in the pitching matchup. I'm glad I recorded this one. Okay, here we go. And John Hill, let's see here. Orioles had the lead, so nothing to do here. Alright, here we go. So let's take a look here. So Jim Palmer goes the distance. He's definitely player of the game. He did allow 9 hits over those 9 innings, but only 2 runs. Both of them were earned. 3 walks, 7 strikeouts, and ERA now at 2. Lolich pitched pretty well. 7 2/3 innings, allowing 7 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned. Takes the loss, no walks, 7 strikeouts, but they allow 2 home runs to Etchebarren and to Paul Blair. Paul Blair, the big 2-run homer to give the Orioles the lead, which they held on to. John Hiller comes in, pitches a third of an inning, walks a batter, strikes out a batter. So like we said, Paul Blair was 1 for 4 with a 2-run homer in the bottom of the 7th to give the Orioles that lead, which they held on to. Etchebarren with a solo home run got the scoring started after the Tigers scored 2 in the top of the 6th. Etchebarren led off the bottom of the 6th with a solo home run to put the Orioles on the board. Boo Powell had 2 hits, 2 for 3, with a run scored. And Willie Horton was the hitting star for the Tigers. He was 2 for 4 with a pair of doubles and a run batted in. Northrop also had the other RBI for the Tigers. So, quite the game here as the Orioles hang on and win it 3-2. Actually, I think they were both. Okay, let's check the standings now. So the standings now are going to be, the Orioles are 3-1. Trail the Yankees, who are 2-0. Tigers fall to 2-2. So fall one game behind the Orioles and Yankees. So technically the Orioles and Yankees tied for first, although the Yankees are percentage points ahead of them. And here are the standings in the rest of the league here. Reds and Astros. Reds 3-1. Dodgers off to a slow start, 0-3. Cubs 0-2. White Sox 0-2. Twins at 2-0. Athletics 2-1. And Phillies 2-0. And Expos 2-1. So not too many games played yet, but you can look at the one-run games here. That's pretty cool. You can see how they did. That's a nice little feature. See how they're doing in one-run games. And let's look at the, quickly look at the statistics. Let's see here. Team batting leaders. So let's look at the getting the batting leaders. So after just a couple of games here, take a look at the leaders here. Horton with 8 RBIs leads the Tigers. Bradford, Howard, and White both with 2 home runs for the White Sox, Senators, and Yankees respectively. Al Kaline with 6 runs scored. Boog Powell with 4, along with Roy White and Clark Bleffery. Willie Horton, the hits leader, with 9. Northrup, 8. And Kaline with 6. So 3 Tigers in the top of the hits leaders early on. Slugging leaders over here. Okay. Rod Crew leads with a .667 batting average. Let's look at our National League leaders. Bill Tillman, 571 for the Braves. Rico Cardi, 545 for the Braves. Tony Perez and Bernie Carbo, both for the Reds, lead in home runs. Cepeda with 2 home runs, as well as Hal McRae for the Reds, also with 2 home runs, and Nate Colbert, 2 home runs. Tony Perez leads with 5 RBIs in the National League. Joe Morgan is a beast, 6 runs. Every time he gets on, he seems to steal a base. Johnny Bench with 7 hits so far leads the National League. Tony Perez with 6 and Bill Tillman with 6. Lots of Reds up there, so no surprise. On base percentage, Bill Tillman for the Braves. And Johnson for the Phillies. Slugging percentage leader there. So let's look at the batting leaders too. It's got to have stolen bases in here. Yeah. You got to see the stolen bases. Yeah, so there are your stats here. Really, when I look out is the National League. Yeah, Joe Morgan with 4 stolen bases. I thought he had more than that, but. And Jim Wynn with 3 for the Astros. So let's look at the pitching leaders. Nothing really to see here in the ERA. Wins, nothing there. Lolich, 13 strikeouts. Palmer is in there with 7. Lolich, 16 2/3 innings. Wally Fingers with a bunch of people with 1 save. So these are not really much to look at for the pitching. Too early on for that. Stoneman of the Expos leads with 9, and Joe Sparma with 8 strikeouts. Gaylord Perry, 10 innings pitched. Steve Rinko, 10 innings. And there you go. So anyway, here from Memorial Stadium, the Orioles defeat the Tigers 3-2. Jim Palmer pitching a complete game over Mickey Lolich, a great pitching matchup. So thank you for joining me. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like. Hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you know when we upload new content. And thank you for watching. So take care and God bless, and we'll see you in the next National Pastime 3 Baseball video. Bye for now.